Hello guys, today is June 20, day 44, History Mix 2. So yesterday also we did history and tomorrow we'll take up some other subject. So make sure you have practiced all the previous episodes because this kind of MCQs is what will help you score good marks in prelims. Okay, the lesser you practice and more you stick with textbooks, you are not going to clear. Okay, many people have this misconception and simply read Lakshmikant and Spectrum books again and again. And in Vice Courses channel, the new series is going on. Please give your feedback so that we can give it more and more episodes. And about the Spectrum series, many doubts were coming from students, so I'll answer it here. Spectrum is one of the most watched series in our channel, and I think in entire YouTube in English, if you see modern history, our series will be on top. So there were 20 chapters done, and it was based on an edition which came in around 2015-16 time. So if you see the timeline, what I have taught you, right from the Vasco da Gama's entry, that is 1498, till 1947 India gets independence, entire thing which is required for your prelim syllabus is covered. Okay, the chapter numbers are 20. But problem now is the latest edition of Spectrum which came, it will have I think around 40-45 chapters. So people have this confusion, okay, because students go by these numbers only, 30 chapters, 40 chapters, 60 chapters. When we see textbooks, you should go and see what are the chapter not only chapter numbers, you have to see the chapter names also. What he has done, the author he has included post-independence India also into the new edition. So after independence, he has included more chapters. Okay, so that doesn't come in your prelim syllabus. That is why it is not there. Okay, we have not done it. If you want as a separate series or a continuation of this, I will do it later. But when we give timetable to our students, people often ask this like, what about other chapters? You have done only half of history. It's not half of history. The 100% needed for your prelims is covered. Okay, remaining what is there in the textbook is actually for your mains. Your prelim syllabus don't have post-independence history in your syllabus. Okay, so please go and check these basic things before asking questions. And this series, if you have not watched, I will tell you it's a big loss to you. Okay, we cannot tell with that much confidence for any other series. Maybe you like it or you not like it, but Spectrum is number one on entire YouTube. Okay, our series. So please watch this. Don't read the textbook. If you read it, it is well and good, extra bonus. But if you watch this series, I am guaranteeing you that any question which comes in modern history, you can solve it. Okay. So please watch the series and give your feedback if you are new to this channel. Now to start with today's question, which are the following Arunachal Pradesh tribes are matched correctly? Okay, this Galos tribe, Adi tribe and Nishi tribe, and their festivals are given Mopin, Solung and Nyokum. So you have to tell whether all are matched correctly. 2-3 only, 1-3 only, 1-2 only, 1-2-3. So this kind of questions is what we call difficult questions which comes in exam. So purposely we have picked up this question. Okay, tribes of India, everything you cannot by heart. Especially now zooming into Arunachal Pradesh, that also you cannot by heart unless you are from there. Okay, so this happens every year where maybe the people who are from Arunachal Pradesh, when they give prelims, for them it will be easy question. Same like that, sometimes a Maharashtra based question will come, a Kerala based question will come, a Gujarat based question will come. So that outsiders who are not from that state, they may not even heard the name, but those people will be celebrating those festivals and they will know it. So that you cannot call it unfair. It happens every year. Okay, so what you have to do is, if this kind of things have come in your previous year paper, that you have to by heart. Okay, because whatever they ask, they again go on asking by changing the options. Okay, these three names was there in your prelims previous year papers. If you go and search from 1995, at least once you will see these three names. Okay, that is the reason I have made this question. So if there was it was there in your previous year paper, then you cannot tell UPSC as unfair. Okay, they have been asking this and you have to by heart it. So here all the three are matched correctly. Just to give you information, because always when they ask something, they will ask a little more zoomed version of that in the later year. That is why these three things I have given with explanation here. You can pause and read like exactly what it is and what they do in that festival. Okay, so the idea is clear. The reason for doing the series is this only, to make you understand what is UPSC. Now, about which Indian queen did Marco Polo say the following? It is subject to Queen of Great Wisdom, whose husband died 40 years ago, and her love to him was such that she never married again. During the whole term, she has ruled the nation with great equity and has been beloved beyond measure by the people. So this kind of description type questions also comes nowadays. So Razia Sultan, Rudramadevi, Rani Padmini and Devi Ahalya, all these are there somewhere or the other in your textbooks. But this kind of detailing will not be there in your Spectrum or NCERT or any textbook. It will not be there. These are picked up from Google books only, Google documents, which UPSC again to trouble you puts these questions. Okay, as I told, I have picked up difficult questions just to show you the level. So it's your choice whether to attempt it or leave it in the exam hall. There is no harm in leaving. Okay, if you take the cutoff marks and all, you just need 100 marks to clear prelims out of 200. That is 50 questions. That means if 50 questions in the paper you leave, still there is a chance that you clear the prelims. So always think about that. And based on your reservation category, it even goes down. Okay, For I think SC/ST category only 80 marks you need. That means 40 questions you need to make right. Meaning 60 questions you can leave and come out of the exam hall. Still you may have passed if you did the other 40 right. So please know these basics and then only attempt questions. Don't attempt just because it's a history question. You are strong in history. I need marks. How can I leave? I am a history optional student. How can I leave? Don't think that kind of complex things in the exam hall. Okay. If you know, do it. Else just leave it and go to the next question. Because medieval India is always difficult. So here it is Rudrama Devi and it is there in Google Books. We have picked up from there only. Why? Because this article was referred by UPSC to give the last year's question. If you see this Motupalli, the sport, this was 2018 question. Okay, it was like Motupalli is referred in some textbooks and these things and all. So which kingdom it is referred to? So that is Kakatiya dynasty. So I was reading through that thing and from there only I made this. Okay. So what UPSC does, you have to dig deep into it and go one step ahead. That is how you will catch up. So that is why our test series also is appreciated by everyone, because what UPSC does, we will also follow the same path. So Vice Courses channel is giving you insights into all the daily topics which is important for your prelims, mains and interview. Make sure that you watch and give your feedback. And all these questions being discussed are from test series. So please see to that you join this also. So next question, identify the site in India. So some timeline is given and the events related to that site is given. 1502, Portuguese established a trading post here with the help of Vijayanagara rulers. 1609, Portuguese built a fort here and held this fort until 1609 when they were defeated by the Dutch. The Dutch occupied this fort in 1609. Till 1690, this was the capital of Dutch. 1825, British occupied it. So Portuguese, Dutch and British, all three came in a place. So it makes it easy for you if you were studying the subject properly. So Yanam, Mahi, Serampur and Pulicat. These are the options given and you have to know based on the timeline and the people occupied there, which is the place. So it is Pulicat. Okay. So more details, GK details about the Pulicat is given here, which is not history. It's actually what is taken from Wikipedia. So you can by heart that also. And these are the details which is there in the question itself. Okay. Which of the following are true about Badai Mambara? So this also UPSC had asked once. That is why we have taken details. It was built by various rulers of the Delhi Sultanate, starting from Iltutmish. Its basic design was inspired from the works of Amir Khusro. It was one of the last major projects not incorporating any European element or the use of iron. 1, 2 only, 1 only, 3 only, 1, 2, 3. Very recently, a difficult question came about this same structure. Like they used only white marble or they were using only red sandstone, something like that. Very difficult structural question came about this. That is why we are teaching you. So here it is 3 only, because it's not Iltutmish. I think it's a much older structure built by Asafuddaulah, Nawab of Awadh in 1784. That is a different timeline. So you should know. And here if you see, where is that statement? Its basic design. Okay, basic design is from Amir Khusro. That is also wrong. This is actually interesting thing. They done a competitive process for selecting designs and then the best one was selected and that is how the structure, the design was finalized. Okay, so 1 and 2 are wrong. And third one, it's correct. This is the last major projects not incorporating this thing. Okay, in that complex, there is lot of things. So one Badshahi Mosque is there, which was one of the last project where this thing is there. Okay, so the terminologies, if you see again, it's given here. This Bulbulaya and Bauli and this water reservoir. So these are all things which UPSC have asked. That is why it is highlighted. Please see to it that you by heart it. Identify the personality. He became first Indian to hold a professional chair at Oxford University. He was knighted by King George V in 1931 for his services to education. He received Bharat Ratna and the Templeton Prize. So Subramaniam Iyer, S. Radhakrishnan, Rabindranath Tagore, Abul Kalam Azad. So all these are popular, famous personalities of Indian independence time. So you are supposed to know this. Okay, and this actually I have explained this question last year also in another occasion. So it's S. Radhakrishnan. So on I think Teachers' Day time, I had shown this exact question and explained to you last year September. So you have to know this. Whatever is given in this picture, that would be sufficient about S. Radhakrishnan. But others and all who participated in the independence struggle in lot of other movements, you have to know much more details. Okay, so he's a Bharat Ratna person also and knighthood is also there, so it becomes important for you. So I hope it was clear and we'll come up with some other session tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day.